In the noisy and brutal micro-jungle, the sky has long been ruled by tyrants clad in golden armor with deadly stingers on their tails. Wasps, also known as hornets, rely on fierce bites and powerful swarms to become an inescapable nightmare for countless creatures. Yet beneath this seemingly fixed dominance lies an absurd yet stunning dark reversal. Tonight, beside the flickering fire, let us delve into the extraordinary life of a hidden being. This is the hornet parasitic fly, a bizarre and largely unseen master of mental manipulation. It lacks the hornet's robust build and lethal sting, and its compound eyes and mouthparts look oddly distorted under microscopic view. Small and elusive, it holds the power to seize full control over the overlords of the sky, staging breathtaking power struggles within the miniature world. In the blink of flight, it implants its offspring into the hornet's body with pinpoint precision. Victim wasps do not die instantly in agony. Instead, trapped in irreversible chaos, they gradually turn into mindless puppets and living incubators. The once invincible aerial overlord ultimately succumbs to fate, drained and subdued until its last breath. Such drastic shifts of destiny and silent confrontations turn into soothing whispers to calm the mind amid gentle nighttime narration. Let go of daily worries like fading smoke, and follow the faint flutter of wings into the profound night of the wilderness. Destiny cracks open when tyrants indulge in arrogant patrols. On sweltering summer afternoons, giant golden hornets hover menacingly over thick bushes with powerful jaws, dominating their territory. Ants and beetles flee for shelter in fear beneath their shadows. Hidden on dry leaves nearby, the parasitic fly blends seamlessly into rough bark with its dull bristled body. Though peculiar in appearance, its nervous system calculates wind speed and flight trajectories with unmatched accuracy. It waits for the moment the hornet exposes its flaws mid-turn, ready to launch a risky aerial strike that decides its entire survival. Unaware of the lurking threat, the hornet flies straight into the trap set for it. The parasitic fly darts forward at invisible speed, forming a gray streak across the air. A subtle collision takes place. No sparks fly, only its sharp ovipositor silently piercing the gaps of the hornet's abdominal shell. The strike does not claim life, yet plants a fated egg deep inside the host. The fly drifts back into foliage gracefully, while the oblivious hornet soars higher, its harsh buzzing sounding ironic and desolate against the wind. After this miraculous aerial assault, the parasitic fly begins its secret life growing inside the enemy's flesh. Nurtured by nutrient-rich body fluid, the hidden egg embarks on a ruthless journey of mental domination. Larvae hatch days later, displaying astonishing yet chilling manipulation skills. Instead of recklessly damaging muscles and vital organs which would kill the host prematurely, they move cautiously among nerves and fatty tissues, avoiding critical life support systems. By secreting biochemical substances mimicking the hornet's own hormones, the larvae subtly alter the host's consciousness and behaviors. Once ferocious and loyal to the nest, the hornet grows indifferent and sluggish, ignoring calls from companions and hungry young members. It can still fly, yet its eyes lose all former ferocity, replaced by empty obedience. Trapped within its own body, the wasp helplessly witnesses the intruder taking over its powerful physique. The tangled sensations of clarity and numbness deepen the gloom of the jungle night, foreshadowing tragic reproduction. As nutrients inside the hornet deplete gradually, the parasitic larva reaches a dramatic turning point of dominance. Though intact externally, the host body is hollowed out completely. Against its innate instincts, the hornet abandons its hive and creeps toward damp soil deep in the woods on rainy evenings. Controlled utterly by the parasite within, it digs an underground chamber mechanically with jaws once used for hunting. The digging follows hypnotic orders to create a safe place for pupation. The wasp crawls into the dark burrow and seals the entrance tightly, cutting itself off forever from the sky it once ruled. Motionless in pitch darkness, its heart beats weakly for the final moments. The former ruler digs its own grave and walks into self-entombment, awaiting the rebirth of another life. Looking beyond individual cases, the parasitic fly species faces severe survival pressures lacking group defense and sturdy shells. Unlike bees with sophisticated social structures or hornets armed with deadly stings, they live solitary lives. Their fragile offspring barely survive exposed on grass, vulnerable to insects and harsh weather. Thus, parasitic behavior and mind control become extreme yet tragic survival tactics evolved to avoid extinction. They transfer survival risks and reproductive burdens to top predators, maintaining subtle ecological balance. Without such natural restraints, hornet populations would surge wildly and devastate pollinator communities. Nature balances violent power with humble creatures, sustaining forest vitality through mysterious cycles. These unseen regulators silently maintain ecological order, remaining misunderstood and lonely throughout ages. When the hornet draws its last breath, the parasitic fly enters a transformative phase. Shedding its skin inside the empty shell, it uses the tough remains as protective armor. Hidden away for weeks, the larva evolves into a mature flying insect. Eyes with intricate textures gradually form in darkness. One misty morning, the new adult breaks through the abandoned shell, crawling slowly onto mossy ground. It shakes off dirt and spreads its high-frequency wings, finally embracing the freedom of flight after long concealment and manipulation. The tiny creature achieves remarkable triumph rising from the remains of its former host. Nonetheless, freedom comes with a fleeting lifespan destined by nature. Newly emerged flies soon face the final chapter of their brief lives. Their mouthparts degenerate completely, making feeding impossible. Their flight becomes a one-way journey with no sustenance, confined to merely a few days of existence. They rush to find mates and complete reproduction before exhausting energy. As life cycles settle among fallen leaves at dusk, the exhausted flies descend peacefully back to Earth. Days of stealth and control only reward several days of flight without nourishment. People ponder whether this lifestyle counts as cruel predation or a magnificent ode to survival. Night deepens and wind calms down. Conflicts over dominance and submission fade into endless time. Release all defenses and fatigue, breathing steadily just like creatures resting underground. Free your mind from distractions and fears, embracing gentle equal peace brought by night. The fire dies down and tranquility prevails. May you fall into deep and sweet sleep with this peaceful story. Good night.